What is going on, YouTube? It is Ray's Hell Zell back again with another video, man. And yesterday, last night, it felt so good to see the burgundy and gold back there in action. JD5 showed out on his one drive. He was out there. Bill, shout out to Bill, showed out when he was out there behind a substantial, offensive line. We had some flashes from Jaden Lane, but if you are tuning into this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. Today I want to go over, how excited I am about this Commanders offense for this 2025 season. I feel like even though the starters is only out there for one offensive drive, pretty much, they are destined for greatness, and they showed it to you very easily, very quick in a short amount of time. Jaden Daniels didn't even have to pass the ball when he was out there. So I expect this offense to really, really excel. So let's get straight into it, man. We got some good stuff and we got some not good stuff. So let's start with the good stuff. I want to start with the good stuff, get that out the way. That's uplift your soul a little bit. So the reason I titled it Poised for Greatness in 2025 is because of what I strictly saw yesterday. And I know it's just preseason, and I know it's just the Bengals, but it's the way it looked to me, and it's what Cliff Kingsbury, I think he's trying to implement, is we're going to run the ball better this season. We're not going to solely rely on Jaden Daniels being our lead rusher. We're making a conservative. We're making a intentional effort to get the running game going, and then rely on the running game. So it's sad, but B-Rob is most likely not going to be here. The news came out that we are shopping him. He wasn't at the game yesterday. They talked. He wasn't at the game. He didn't play, obviously, and we started Chris Rodriguez. He showed out a little bit on this one little run he had. Bill showed out throughout the game. So our running game is going to be better this season. They are, implementing it in. It's going to be one of our focal points, I think, and it's going to be a lot better. One of the things that wasn't really talked about. Well, it was really talked about, but Josh Connolly Jr., our first round pick, um, everybody knows he's a good pass blocker. He moves his feet well. He's athletic. It's been a little bit slow for him because he started on the left side, but now he's on the right side. But he looked good. He looked good out there run blocking, and I think that was a pretty big surprise for me. Not surprise for me, but it felt good to see, because that's one of the things that I was worried about because of his play strength. And I was worried about how young he is, and he doesn't really have the best. He's not the strongest player right now in his career. Pretty much how young he is. He has time to get stronger, but and that goes hand in hand with run blocking. But he looked really good with his run blocking when he was out there. They ran to his side multiple times, and he looked solid. He held his own. So that's one player that I got to give my props to. More players that I got to talk about. Jaden Lane. Jaden Lane, he had 3 catches, I think, for 42 yards. And a couple of those were some difficult catches. He wasn't just running go routes. He wasn't running screens. He was running whole route trees, like, post comeback routes, post routes, digs. And it felt good because we didn't get to see that at Virginia Tech. We didn't get to see that at Virginia Tech, but playing with Jaden Daniels, playing in his offense, you got to be able to do multiple things in offense. And it felt good to see him flash those abilities that he has, along with his speed. We know how fast he is. We know he brings a special teams unit. But if he can get out there and run some routes too, that can also add to the bag. So shout out to Jalen Lane. That felt good watching him yesterday. Moving on, Andrew Wiley, man. When we get Laramie Tunsil out there, Josh Connolly, because I'm leaning more towards Josh Connolly starting right tackle week 1. I thought it was up in the air a few weeks ago just because he's still getting acclimated to the position. But moving forward, I think he is going to start in week 1 against the Giants. But I feel really good about Andrew Wiley as a swing tackle, y'all. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I feel really, really good if Andrew Wiley has to go out there and play meaningful snaps. I feel good about that. He showed again, and again, his run blocking isn't. He's not really known for his run blocking, but he was moving his feet really well yesterday. And I get it. It's the Bengals. It's preseason. Yada yada yada. But seeing how we looked last week, and coming into this week, they need these type of games, bro. Especially when our starters are there. We need some momentum going into week one. We know how good we can be, but if we didn't play well today, our starters aren't playing week 3 against the Ravens. I would like for us to go into week 1 against the Giants with a little bit of feeling good, and that's what we felt like. Even though we didn't win a game, but when our starters was out there, we dominated. So, yep. Shout out to Andrew Wiley. John Bates. That block he had where he blocked 2 people on that Bill run. A Bill vision is crazy. I can't remember the last running back we had with vision like Bill. But John Bates essentially blocked 2 people. He was blocking his man, and he blocked them into another man. And then Bill hit the outside and took it home. So that money that we gave him this offseason, I think it was 3 years, 22 mil, well worth it. Well worth it. They don't say he ain't the best blocking tight end in the league for nothing. So shout out to John Bates. He was definitely a bright side yesterday in his limited play. Obviously, Bill looked good when he was out there with the starters. He had a touchdown, 11 rushes for only 46 yards. But you could tell later in the game, and I was surprised that they kept them out there that long, considering that I expect them now with the news of B-Rob getting shopped, I expect him now to Bill to probably be the number 1 back going forward. I was surprised they kept him out there with the backups as long as he was out there. And you could tell like the line was deteriorating. He was making the first guy miss, but later on in the game, he was making the first guy miss, but it was just too much. The line just really couldn't block for him and give him any type of hole. So his numbers kind of dipped after that. But when he was in there with the starters, he looked really, really, really good. I also liked what I saw from Kay Madrano and Ale Cajo. Kay Madrano is going to make this team as a linebacker. He was our what was it, 5th round pick, 5th or 6th round pick. I think it was his 5th round pick. He's not going to start. He's a fast athlete. Him and Ale Cajo was where they were supposed to be yesterday. They didn't make any interceptions or pass breakups or in the backfield stops, but they were where, like I said, they were where they were supposed to be. If the play was it was coming to them, they were on it. They reacted quickly to it. They had a few tackles and a run stop. And also Duke Riley. I want to give a shout out to Duke Riley. He came in like he's only been like a week and a half. He looked good too. He looks solid. Like, so our linebackers, we might end up keeping about 6 of them. We got our starters, Louvu Wagner, Jordan McGee, Kay Madrano. We might keep Duke Riley, and we might. I don't know about Duke Riley, Ale Kyle, but they looked okay against a high-powered offense with Joe Burrow at the helm. So they looked okay, man. I'm not gonna say like they get an A from me, but I think they get at least a C plus B minus, because if anything, they were where they were supposed to be. It was an improvement from last week. So shout out to them. Also, I saw a play from Will Harris on the goal line. He had a pass breakup. I love to see that type of stuff. Making plays. Shout out to Will Harris. Jeremy Reeves continues to fly around. Man. And the more I watch Jeremy Reeves, the more I start to believe, bro, he's going to play meaningful snaps this season. Like, they're not just saying it just to say it. And then he goes out there and he playing like his head is on fire, like the way he been playing. Jeremy Reeves is going to play meaningful stats. He's going to be our third safety in there. So yeah, man, he had a nice tackle on the tight end. I don't know who the tight end was for the Bengals, but he had a really nice tackle on the tight end at the goal line. Oh no, that was Quan Martin, but Jeremy Reeves made a few plays throughout the game, and he had that big tackle last week. So at this point, I'm thinking Jeremy Reeves is going to be the third safety over Percy Butler Um, even though we just signed Percy Butler in July, I really liking what I see from Percy Butler. I mean, not Percy Butler, from Jeremy Reeves, man. He's really playing the way they want to, the way that Dan Witt Jr. wants this defense to play. The way we live is not for everybody. That epitones of Jeremy Reeves right now, that is Jeremy Reeves. That's what he played with right now. He played with reckless abandonment. Like, he don't give no F's. He going body first. He flying to the ball. And that's what I like to see. Hit people first, ask questions later. Shout out to Jeremy Reeves. Yeah, Quan Martin, like I'm saying. Quan Martin also, he might actually have a breakout season. I know, I heard other people talking about, is Pro Bowl season for Quan Martin, all pro. Man, I'm liking, especially what I saw from him at getting the second half of last season, especially what I seen from him in the Lions game. Quan Martin, our defense is going to be good. Javon Kinlaw, he was in there stuffing stuff up, in there for some run stops. They only gained like 1 or 2 yards. I'm excited, y'all. Like, this defense is a lot. It's a lot different from what it was, from what we had to work with last season, and we don't even got all our starters out there yet. So that was really, really, really encouraging. But let's get into the bad stuff, because there was some stuff that we got to talk about real quick. Luke McCaffrey. For Luke, and I like Luke. I want Luke to work out. I want him to be a part of the team. I want him to get meaningful, production. I just don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about Luke, but he gets open. There was points in this game where he was open deep down the field where he beat his guy, but the ball just didn't find him. I don't know what he has to do more, but he just be putting up zeros on the stat sheet. That's just where we at right now. He just be putting up zeros on the stat sheet. I don't know if he need to take the quarterback out to dinner. I don't know if he, you know what I'm saying, need to wash the quarterback's car. Whoever he playing with at quarterback, do some favors for him, bro. Have him look your way. But he need to do something, because right now I think his roster spot is starting to be questioned. He's going to make the team this year, but how long after this season or halfway through the season are we going to look up and be like, yeah, McCaffrey, Luke McCaffrey, he got time, So I don't know if this game helped him. He played some snaps, but he put up zero. So I mean, going into the game, I wanted to see him flash a little bit, get a couple catches at least, but he didn't get anything. And again, he got separation on a couple of plays. The ball just never seems to. He got separation last season with JD5. The ball just never seems to find his way. So hopefully we could figure it out. He could figure it out. Because I'm rooting for guy. I'm rooting for Luke. Sam Hartman. Sam Hartman and Josh Johnson combined. Let's look at what they put up yesterday. Sam Hartman and Josh Johnson combined. The passing game total, right? 85 yards, 2 picks, not 10 for 19 completions, no touchdowns. That's abysmal. That is abysmal. When you think about Jaden Daniels only played 1 drive. That's terrible, bro. I don't care. It was hard to see. It was so hard to see. And it hurts me because Sam, last week we gave him a pass, right? Because he had, Chris Moore dropping balls, KJ Osborne dropping balls. It just didn't look good. But this yesterday, he don't get no pass. He don't get no pass. He's in his head. It's a mental game for him at this point, because he's not reading the field. I mean, that pick that he threw, like, that made no sense. The guy wasn't open at all. He's just not seeing the field like he's supposed to be seeing it. And I don't know if he makes the team, bro. Same with Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson came in on that first drive. He looked really well that first drive until he threw that damn pick. That was just the dumbest pick. Like, no, first of all, the defender was blanketing I think it was Jalen Lane out there. I don't know who it was on a wide receiver, but the defender was right on him, and it had a safety lurking. Like, what were you looking at? He literally just threw up a prayer. Like, I don't want. And this is the thing: these are going to be, if they had to come on the field, they would be a third string quarterback. So at that point, your season is pretty much done if you got to put your third string quarterback in. Like, come on, unless you're like 14-2. But really, if Marcus Mariota or Jaden Daniels are done for the season and you have to finish the season with your third string quarterback, your season's done either way. But neither of them were good. Neither of them had any. I mean, outside of like maybe 2 or 3 plays, it was just terrible. It was like F's all around the board for both of them. So those are they were very disappointing yesterday. But hopefully, they don't have, neither one of them have to get out on the field. I like Jeff Driscoll from last season. Um, I understood why they kind of cut him because they had Sam Hartman and they was a guy that he came in with Jane Daniels, so he was a good friend with Jane Daniels, so I could see why they rolled that bus. And we also had Marcus Mariota, of course, so I could see why they kept Hartman. But this year, bro, it's no point to keep Sam Hartman other than like because Jane Daniels' good friend. So I honestly don't want either of them. I'd rather they bring back Jeff Driscoll, honestly, but we'll see. We'll see how that comes. Carlin Vigors and Bobby Price, and I'm gonna keep this short because neither of these guys are making the team. But every time they on the damn field, they're ass. They're trash, bro. Bobby Price getting cooked. Carlin Vigors don't want no part of no contact on the football field. You out there playing football. You don't want to make no type of contact plays. Bobby Price out there getting cooked by a whole plethora of wide receivers. So that's not okay. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it short. That's all I'm gonna say. Because come on, guys, they're not making the team. They're practice team guys at best. But yeah, also penalties. We got to figure this penalties things out. Penalties is continues to it was a problem last week. It's a problem this week. 7 penalties for 74 yards. That's not the way that Dan Quinn plays. That's not the way that he wants his guys to play. That's not winning football. We can't. It's the penalties that happen before the snap of the ball. It's the false starts. It's the illegal motions. It's the stuff you can control. Like I can, like when last week when Jeremy Reeves got that penalty on that hit, I can live with that hit. I can live with the Dietrich Wise tackle on Joe Burrow where they said it was horse collar. I can live with that. I can't live with all the other stuff, but the play don't even start yet, or penalties after the play. I can't live with those. Those are the crazy ones that we got to control, man. And to wrap it up, I'm concerned about our special team still. I know we played better special teams last season, but that first kickoff, they got it out to the 40. I don't know what Matt Gay got going on because last year I felt like the ball was in the air longer. It's a flat kick, man. It's not even reaching he's catching it at like the 7, 8, 9 yard line, and he's catching it and taking off, and it's coming quick. Like I needed to go up in the air a little bit longer, and they can catch it closer to the goal line, to their goal line. Like I don't know, man. Special teams we got to figure it out, and penalties we got to figure it out. But a lot of these problems that we had yesterday, I think when our starters are playing full games, a lot of them will disappear outside of the penalties and the penalties. I think will take care of itself, but outside of that, special teams, because we played our special team starters 2 weeks in a row, and it still don't look the best. It looked better yesterday, but I'm still a little bit concerned with Matt Gay. I mean, even that extra point he kicked curved to the left. I'm like, woo, I don't know, Matt Gay. You paying you all this money, bro. You gotta hit it. You supposed to be hitting them extra points down the middle, but yeah, man, he got to figure it out. He got to figure it out. But as long as we got JD5, come on, man. MVP season loader. That's all I got for y'all, man. Please like, subscribe, comment, turn on that notification bell. Let me know some of the best plays from this game you like, some of the things you're worried about going into the season. Leave it down low in the comments. And that's it, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Peace out.